Hello, my squishies. It's Friday night. It's 6 o'clock. It's needle felting time. I'm just gonna wait wait a couple of seconds while everybody joins, and if somebody can let me know that you can hear me, that would be great. Because I don't have my usual tech support. We've also got the squeaking starting already. It'll be over in a second, I promise. We don't have the usual tech support with us tonight, so if I can't be heard, panic and run away. But while we're waiting on people joining, I'll start off with an introduction for those of you who have not joined us before. So welcome. This is my next door neighbour shutting their blinds. They will just be a second. Don't panic if you can hear the squeaking noises. But we record these live, and then I leave them up for you to watch after the fact. So because they're recorded live, I'll chat to the people in the comments. If you want to read the comments after the fact, there's a live replay button somewhere down there. Click live replay and you can see who I'm chatting to and what the comments are, and that I'm not just talking to myself. Though I might just be talking to myself. Excellent, Robin. Hi, Robin. You can hear us. Yeah, so after the fact, you can fast forward me, you can pause, you can rewind, you can do all of that jazz. So if I'm going too fast, just slow me down. And if you don't want to hear my insane ramblings, you're more than welcome to mute me as well. So you do not have to listen. I do apologise for the squeaking. It will be over very shortly. I think next time we are going to start 10 minutes later than normal so that we don't have the squeaking. Hey, Seb. Yep, the squeaking will be over soon, we promise. But in exciting news, the reason I don't have my usual tech support watching tonight, i.e. Mum and Dad, is because tech support are currently watching Peanut. They're up here on holiday and have taken the dog for... I mean, I'm assuming they're going to go to the pub and have a couple of pints with her, but we'll see. So, what are we going to felt tonight? So tonight we're doing something a little bit special, but also something that we've done 3 times before. So for... Hi Carla, welcome to the live finally. So for those of you regular viewers who I love with all my heart, you're wonderful. You've seen me felt this before, but we're doing it differently this time. So we're doing a thistle again because Scotland, but this thistle is incorporating my new toy, which is my 3D printer. So I have 3D printed a little pot that we are going to pop our needle felted thistle into, and then it's going to be a little pin cushion or needle cushion or whatever you like. So I printed this afternoon. I designed it and printed it. In the kit, I will say this stuff at the beginning. I had red filament in the printer, so this is printed in red. The orange filament that is the proper terracotta colour for the plant pot will be arriving tomorrow, and in future these will all be plant pot coloured. But today we've got a red one, so tough. And it's very yes, it will be purple. But okay, so without too much rambling, let's get felting. So I'll pop the pot down there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make some dirt. Oh no, the very first thing before we even start felting. Oh my god, I'm all out of sorts today. Actually, I'm always all out of sorts. Who am I kidding? Is we are going to show you very quickly how to needle felt. So this is, I would say this is roving or tops. This one I'm holding specifically is Slivers. This is roving or tops. So roving is nice and smooth. It's been washed, dyed, brushed, and then formed into these ropes. To work with it, you have your hands nice and far apart and just pull gently and you'll see a little bit comes off. So this is the individual length of the hair or wool that was on the sheep. So if I was to have my hands too close together, I'm pulling against the individual hair. So you've got to have your hands nice and far apart. And if there's any twist in it, it's not going to pull apart either. because twist is what makes yarn, essentially. So make sure it's untwisted, hands nice and far apart, and pull little bits off. So that was roving or tops, and this is slivers, so it's slightly different preparation. It's just slightly less brushed, more rustic. But this is really good, and we use this for like building up the shape of things in 3D. These are your felting needles. So there is, let's get in the center. Oh, hey Ruth, hello. Oh, how dare you nearly forget. Isn't every second Friday the best Friday of the fortnight? So this is a felting needle. It's got a sharp stabby on one end and a hook on the other. Try very hard not to stab yourself with sharp stabby side. You probably will. I apologise. I probably will. I may swear. I'm going to try not to. But yeah, so try and be aware of where you're stabbing and try and make it not your fingers. I've also got this, which is a little holder that holds a few together. You can get these separately, and in theory, will be designing one soon, so I will be 3D printing on the machine, but that's for future plans. Shh, don't tell anyone. And then we've got our mat here. This is what we're going to felt onto. This is what protects our surfaces. Okay, so let's go. Right, so we're going to make some dirt that's going to fill the pot. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of this, and I spread it apart before I scrunch it together, and then I'm going to very roughly stab in a few directions and making sure that I'm kind of rolling it around. At the moment I'm actually going to start with a ball and then shape it. I'm going to grab a little bit more, put it round, stab a few times. The more we stab it and the more we work it, the firmer it'll become. But you want to make sure it's kind of evenly stabbed all over. Also, I'm very hungry right now. In the comments, tell me what you guys are going to have for dinner, because I need inspiration. Well, I don't need inspiration. My dinner's getting cooked for me tonight, because hopefully, in theory, when I get back to the flat, Mum and Dad will be there having cooked my dinner, and I'll be ready to eat. But what are you guys having for dinner? There you go. Now, this is bigger than this. This is going to get smaller. It compresses as you, because look how much that squishes. So we're going to actually build it up bigger than what we need, because it's going to get smaller. Oh, there's comments. Yeah, you can't sit down without me rambling nonsense at you. Oh yeah, and we do ramble nonsense in this stream. This is stream of consciousness while stabbing is what you're in for the next hour or so. But like I said, please mute me if I ramble too much. I can also roll it in my hands to help felt it. Because what felting is it's locking all the hairs together. So agitation helps with felting, as well as the little barbs on the needle. Oh, now, while I remember, and I'm being a good girl and doing the grown-up things, if you could do the YouTubey things, like, comment, even after the fact. I love seeing all your comments. I try and respond to all of them. Subscribe if you want to hear more of the rambling. I apologise in advance. And we've got one so far in the comments who also has a YouTube channel. Robin, would you like to shout out your YouTube channel? It is Feltaholics on YouTube, and she does needle felting as well. She does adorable, mostly 3D, Robin, although I've heard rumours that you're doing a 2D one soon. Guys, oh my god, I am so sorry. I can, oh my god, I'm right. Needs a bit of a preamble, but 2 weeks ago, because we do these every second Friday, we did a little monster made out of scrap yarn, and it was so much fun. We had such a giggle making this monster, and I finished him, and he's downstairs sitting on the till because he now keeps me company at the till, and I didn't bring him up, and I wanted to show him all to you guys because he is, I mean, I feel like I'm blowing my own trumpet here, but he is perfection. He wasn't my idea, so it's not like I had a genius idea and then also think it looks amazing. No, it was a happy accident that he came about, and I love him so much. Actually, he is on my Instagram. We Instagrammed him today. So if you do want to see the little monster, he is absolutely adorable. I altered his I'm going to actually have to do a second half of the stream, and I keep going off screen, so that you can all see how I did his eyes in the end. And he is just the cutest little munchkin. So I'm checking every so often that this is fitting in nicely, and it is. That just pops in there. It doesn't fall out, but it's still quite smooshy, so I want it to be a little bit firmer. And you've also got choices here. So I'm going to show you one way to do it, but you can do whatever plant you like. You don't have to do a thistle. You can also have like a flat ground. You can have it nice and really like rounded so it comes up over the top. You've got options. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm probably going to go flat, but we'll see. I don't want to spend too much time just stabbing a ball. So I'm going to call that ground done. If you're not up to speed, if you're either doing it with me or you're watching after the fact, don't panic. You can either just pause, or you can also come back and finish off the ground later. So we don't need to ground earth. Is it ground if it's picked up and can move? I have questions. Oh, I'm excited to see your 2D ones. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be completely... That is not me farting. I don't know what that is. Another noise from next door. Oh, there we go. I think it's done. So, yeah, where was I? What was I talking about? Yeah, so it doesn't have to be completely thoroughly felted, because you can come back and felt later on. But now we're going to get on to the plant. So we're going to do a thistle. We've done thistles before, but not everybody has. So for those of you who haven't, we're going to do a stalk with a bulb and then a fluffy head. So we've got a few different colours of green here, which we're kind of going to blend together to make an interesting green. So I'm going to take a little bit of olive, the lighter green, a little bit of hedgerow, and a little bit of evergreen. And I'm making essentially a wool sandwich out of really fine layers. Can you see how fine that is? To blend them together. So this is a cheats way to blend, and I absolutely love it. Because you're taking such fine layers. Oh, that's a little bit too fine. It just gives dimension and interesting colours, and you can even sort of pull it apart, layer it, pull it apart and layer it, just to break up the colours a little bit. But that has gone from 3 solid colours to this lovely blend of them all. And I'm going to start. I'm going to cheat. Also, my gilet keeps coming into screen. I've got, this is very important information everybody needs to know. It's a bit cold up here. It's Scotland. It's winter. I'm not going to turn the heating on for a massive office that I've got. So I bought myself a heated gilet. It's heated with a wee power bank, and it just keeps me toasty no matter how cold it is. It is amazing. But it's also very puffy. So it keeps squishing forward. So I'm going to start with a little bit of this to make the centre of the flower, just because I am. You don't have to. You can use the green if you want to. But I find that the core wool, or the slivers, is a little bit quicker to felt up because it's a little bit more rustic, and it felts up really nicely. But I'm going to then take some of my blended, and now there's alarms going off. It's all very exciting. Take some of my blended green and just wrap it around the ball. So we're doing the bulb of the heather? Nope, wrong word. Of the thistle first. Also, an incredibly exciting news, which you're all on the edges of your seats to know, is that I bought myself a car today. So I don't know if I've told you the story. Also, we're now in the me rambling while I'm stabbing a ball stage. I don't know if I've told you guys the story of my cars, but my previous car, which I loved dearly, I did at one point, it was a 3-door, and both of the 2 front doors stopped working from the outside. So in order to access my car, I had to crawl in through the boot and then open the doors from the inside, which once they're open, it's fine, and you can just open them. But when I did finally manage to get one of the front doors working from the outside, the boot stopped working. And I was like, if that door goes again, I'm stuck outside a car and having to break a window. And then it failed its MOT quite spectacularly. So I decided that we weren't going to try and push it through its MOT. We were just going to let it go to the scrap heap in the sky. And I've spent a few weeks now without a car. I finally gave in today and got a lovely cheap runaround that has, wait for this, 5 working doors. Oh my god, I know. I am spoilt and it's so exciting. And I did check when I was looking over it. I was like, I'm just going to check all of these doors. Don't ask why. The lady that sold me it was laughing at me. Like, I have a bad history with cars. So Peanut has a ride again. Peanut is a shop dog. Peanut has a ride again, and it is all very exciting. Okay. So we're starting to get, so if you can see, compare the size, that's looking quite nice. Now we're not going to have a long stalk on this because I don't fancy using wire in it. Though there is a magic trick that we are going to actually do at the end to get it to stand up nice and straight, which is so I've had one of these for a few years now that I just use for my personal use because I've never been able to find small terracotta pots that aren't easy to break and are affordable, but now that I have a printer I can do it myself. But this is perfect for holding your felting needles. You can, I'm giving away the trick already. And the one that I've got, I made a reasonably long stem on it. And in order to keep the stem sticking up, I shoved a felting needle right the way through it, and the felting needle now lives in it and holds it up. So that is one of the options for today. Now this is possibly getting a little bit small. I think I want to do another layer of green. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to make my little wool sandwich. Also, tell me, you guys in the comments. Oh, I was going to say you guys in the comments are being very quiet today, but it's because I've moved my monitor and I can't see them popping up at me. And you have actually said stuff in the comments. Oh, hold on, I'm going to read your comments. Oh my god, I've missed so many comments. Oh my god. Okay. Panic. I might need to... Hold on. Amuse yourselves for 1 second while I read the comments. Oh, chicken and haggis. Yes, please. Can I have that? Oh yeah. Talking and stabbing is a thing, Robin. I fully agree. Well, yes. Brilliant, Carly. Go and watch Robin's stuff. Her stuff is amazing. Oh yeah, you need a good car where you are, Robin. Mine is a little tiny Hyundai, little cute little grey thing. It'll just do me and Peanut for going out for walks and getting about. I was going to say something exciting, but I've completely forgotten what it was. Jeeps are nice, though. I've always wanted a Jeep. There's lots of them up here, because there's lots of off-roady places to go. But I've mostly had very silly, very little cars. And I tend to, I suppose I spend so little on them, but tend to fall apart very quickly. So one of my cars, which I'm very proud of, is doing wonderful service still up on Skye and is living its best life, enjoying the scenery up there. And I've got one car, oh bless, welcome to Jam's Car Talk. When it died its death, the lovely guys at the garage were like, what are you going to do with it? I'm like, scrap it. And they were like, well, one of our houses, we don't visit it very often, and we'd like to just have a car parked in the garage, in like the driveway, so it looks like somebody's home. So it became a guard car and just lived in the driveway, and it occasionally just sort of shifted to a different bit in the driveway, so it looked like somebody was home all the time, which I think was adorable. And it was up near Skye again, I think, actually. And it had a lovely wee life up there. Or at least that's the story they told me. Little zoomies, yeah. Oh, we haven't named the car yet. Maybe it's going to be called Zoomy. That might be a good idea. Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Robin, how are you? Have you been on any adventures recently? Robin goes on adventures quite a lot. Just checks out. So I'm happy with the size of that. So I'm now going to make a little stock. And the stock is just going to take... So now, important thing with the stock. We don't want... How am I gonna word these things? So we want to attach. We're going to attach the stock to the bulb and the base. So to make that easy on ourselves, I'm going to take one end before I've felted anything at all, and kind of wrap it around the ball. Is this making any sense? So I've kind of engulfed the ball in what's going to be the stock, and I'm going to stab that all in. And right the way up. There we go. Now we're going to do this a few times as we're thickening up the stock, so don't worry just now. So I've very loosely stabbed in there, and then I can start felting this stock, and I'm going to leave the bottom so that we can stab the bottom into the pot. Hey Susan, how's it going? This will not take ages. We are, oh, I would say we're almost halfway. So we've done a circle that we're shoving into the pot. We've done another circle. We're going to do a tail, and then we're going to do a fluff, and then that is it. It's going to be super easy. Nobody panic. Now I'm just stabbing around the stalk. So I'm twisting it as I'm stabbing it, just to make sure I'm going in all directions. And the stalk is going to be quite chonky. It's going to be a chonk. It's going to be lovely. It's not going to be very long, which is not thistle-like at all. But this is our interpretation of a thistle. Also, if you want to do a cactus or any other kind of thing like that, you totally can. So I can feel this is starting to firm up now. Am I still in screen? No, I've got the opposite. Last week, not last week, 2 weeks ago, I was going further and further away and kept getting told I was going off screen. But now I'm going further and further up. Oh, long comment. Did you find Mama Bear? Oh, and were the babies adorable? Was Mama adorable? Is it cub season? When is cub season? When do baby bear cubs happen? So now it is looking kind of fluffy and not completely together just now. So do not panic. That's what it's going to look like until we've thoroughly felted it all. Because we're still technically at this stage just shaping out all the shapes. We're not finessing it. We'll finesse it later. Oh, more comments. Oh, we got to play with baby bears. Oh yeah, Susan, pop in and we will get you felting. No, we're breaking this down into nice, easy chunks. Just simple shapes. Nothing too complicated. Got a circle and a line at the moment. And we're stabbing them together. Looks like a sprout. Oh dear. And then that's going to just sit there. We might even do some wings. No, that's the wrong word. What do plants have? Some leaves. Not wings. Oh my god. Is this a flying plant? Although if this is in a red pot, it could be the plant from Little Shop of Horrors. That's definitely an option. I'm going to do, I think, one more layer of green. So I'm going to make my sandwich again. Don't eat this sandwich. Do I need to tell you that? Do you guys know? You guys know. I do not need to tell you to not eat the wool sandwich. This is not an actual sandwich. I mean, I probably need told. Because I'm quite hungry just now and it is looking appetizing. No, don't eat the wool. I'm going to do that again. Oh, there's too much of the dark there. I'm going to put a little bit more light. There we go. And do exactly the same thing again. Just putting this around so it encases the bulb. And then stab, stab, stab. Step, 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 step. Oh dear, it's got to that. Sylvia's in, and Sylvia also has a YouTube channel. So everybody, if you could go, and it's you. And now I always say this wrong, Sylvia. I call it you, me, and FTTP, but that's the you. That's the wrong one because you're not a web address. You mean HTTP? No. Sylvia, pop your YouTube channel in the comments so everybody can go and find you. And how are you this week? What's been happening? Also, Ruth, are you felting along with us today? And have you felted anything exciting recently? There you go, I can feel that nice and firming up. It's looking really nice. I know it doesn't look very nice, but it's starting to look like what I want it to look like. And now, so the last thing that I'm going to do is put it in there because it's a faff once it's in there. So I'm going to do the flower now, the purple flower. And we're going to do the sandwich technique again. Oh, also, ensure when you're stabbing the stalk, you're stabbing up as well into the main body. Because this is going to link it all together, and like that is going to stand up on its own in the pot without much assistance, to be honest. As long as you don't put too much heavy stuff on the top. So that's starting to come together. I've left it a little bit fluffy at the top there, but that doesn't matter if you haven't, because we're going to make our sandwich again, but this time it's going to be purple sandwich. I am hungry. Also, I apologise if you can hear the people outside. I'm now right next to the street because I'm in a new shop and it's amazing. But I am right next to the street. So I'm going to have to invest in some kind of sound blocking window. Curtains. I'm going to have to invest in some curtains, I think. It's the easiest answer. I'm like trying to think of some complicated sound blocking device. But I think a nice pair of wool curtains. Ooh, be beautiful. Oh, there's lots of comments. Hold up. A bunny and a flower picture. Have we seen them? Have you put them in the Facebook group? I would love to see them. Ooh, what are you planning on doing for Easter, Robin? Not that I'm going to copy you, but I'm going to copy. No, I'm not going to copy. So I'm going to. Yeah, that's a good amount to start off with. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time blending this than I did with the green. So you're just pulling apart, noticing if there's any sort of lumpy bits and trying to separate them a little bit. There we go, I'm happy with that. Now, this is where the magic happens. So we're going to take the top, so opposite the stem, we are going to take this in little sections, I think. Let's start with little sections. I'm going to find the halfway point. I'm going to put the halfway point in the center, and I'm going to stab not my fingers. I'm going to stab the center, and can you see what's happening? So both sides are starting to straighten up because I'm pushing that centre right in. And that has made our first bit of flower head. So I'm going to grab a little bit more. And again, I'm going to find the centre. And then just stab that centre bit in and watch as it starts to fold up. That's locking that in there. It folds up really nice. And you're getting this beautiful flower head. We are going to leave this fairly unfelted. We're going to felt it a little bit, but it's going to be fairly loosely felted because I love this floofiness. Although if you want to felt it thoroughly, you can. I have no problems if you do that. I'm just going to fill up the top of this with purple. I wonder, do I want to? Oh, I do. Do I? I'm not going to tell you what I want to do. In the comments, put either yes or no. Which side needs a bit more? That side needs a bit more. Oh, the comments are going by so fast. I am so behind on comments. I apologise, everybody. I'm too busy having fun stabbing. Okay, right, hold on. Easter egg hunt, yes. Oh, Sylvia, that's awesome. Well, tonight we are doing mixed media. We're doing 3D printed and needle felts. So sea glass and needle felt. Yes, that is a very good idea. Carla, yes or no? That is exactly what I asked for, so I cannot in any way argue with that. But I have had one yes, so I'm gonna go with it. Yes. I'm gonna do a solid dark purple just round the outside, I think. So it's lighter in the centre and then dark on the outside to give it a little bit of depth. So I'm going to do just around the outside, all in the dark purple. As if the inner newer ones are lighter than the outer ones. So my parents are up and they are wonderful and they are going to re-listen to this. Mum promised she'd listen to this during the week when they're not with a peanut. But Carla, that's exactly what my dad would say if I told him to put yes or no in the comments. He would put yes or no. If I ever ask him 2 questions, I get one answer and I have to figure out which one he was answering. Oh, Mum's doing so much better. So my wonderful mother, she said I'm allowed to tell the story. She broke her arm during the shop move. We moved shops 3 weeks ago now. Oh my god. She broke her arm helping move the shop move because she fell down the stairs. I keep wanting to. Everybody's like, "Oh, you pushed her down the stairs." So I've actually started to say I pushed her down the stairs. I did not push my mother down the stairs. She fell down the stairs and broke her arm. So, I mean, it was a bit of an extreme way to get out of helping with the move. But, you know, needs must. So, she is doing so much better. She is not even on painkillers anymore. She says it's just a little bit achy. It's nothing. It is doing really well. They're very excited about the trip to Australia to go and see my niece, who they haven't met yet. They're going in a few weeks. Very exciting. And they're up here doing, because they're moving up here soon. We're very excited. Doing some stuff on the plot tomorrow. So they are doing wonderfully. Although I don't know how they're going to be doing after they've had Peanut for an hour and a half. This might be a baptism of fire. We'll see. Ooh, pottery sea glass. That sounds cool. Nice. Okay, so I have fairly, I can tug this and it's not going anywhere, but I want to beef up the security a little bit so it's not going anywhere. And I want to smooth off this join where the flower joins the stem. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to take some of my green, make a little titchy sandwich with the green, because we don't need much. And I'm going to let the end of the green, can you see? So the end of the green is just coming up over that gap there. And I'm even going to just spin it around a little bit. Am I going to do this? Yeah. No, I'm not. It's lies. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to kind of just smoosh the rest of it onto the body. I'm going to do that all the way around. Smoosh being the technical term. Also, my belly's about to rumble. If my belly rumbles, I am so sorry. And again, I'm just going to take a little bit of this and I'm just stabbing directly into the gap where the green meets the purple. Am I still on the screen? Yes, I am. And do that all the way around. And that is such a fun wee join there. One more time, maybe 2 more times. Again, just joining that up. Yep, 2 more times. Joining that up, covering that gap. And again, we're going to tidy up all this in a minute, so don't worry about that. And then last but not least, is that a little bit too much? Nah, it's fine. So that base around where the purple meets the green, it's like it's got little leaves coming up around it. And it looks so cute, it just covers up that gap. So I'm going to give it a good stabbing all over. That's going to thoroughly secure, because we stabbed down the way the first time and now we're stabbing in the way the second time. These purple bits aren't going to go anywhere. And all this extra floof is just going to turn into a bit more of the body. So So you can just stab that. Let's hold it from this side. Stab that in. Can I even do it with my 3? Speed things up a little bit. Ooh, there's noises outside. Yeah, I need curtains, don't I? The rowdiness of Fort William. So you can either, depending on how thick your stock is getting now, you can incorporate it into the stock, or you can just chop off the bottom bit if you like. I'm going to incorporate it in. I want a nice thick stock. I'm going to give it a wee twist. There we go. So that is looking lovely. Look at that. Look at that thistle. You can as well, and I'm going to do it a little bit. This, I want to firm up this bottom a little bit. So I am going to do some light stabbing in there, just to give it a little bit of togetherness, if that makes sense. And then that kind of holds it real nice. You can also trim your top if it's too long. But I love this like windswept and interesting thistle. Okay, so let's get this into the base. So I'm going to mark out a centre. So, boop, pop my needle in. And now I'm going to take, so this is felted down to about there, and then it's all loose and fluffy. And this loose and fluffy bit is what's going to go into there. So that is the centre. In fact, let's spread. Ah, I lost my centre. It doesn't really matter. In fact, let's do it in the pot. There we go. I'm going to stab in. And you'd be surprised, because the base isn't thoroughly felted yet. Also, don't break your, in fact, let's not do this in the pot. Don't break your pin, your needle. You'll be surprised how this disappears. Though I think, yeah, let's do it. Let's be extra secure this time. That's starting to go in nicely. You can see I've got a little lump there that I don't want. So I'm going to take a bit of brown, and this is going to doubly secure it. And just add that brown on top and around. And now, well, hey, it's standing up by itself. Look at it. Look at it go. So much fun. And that is not going anywhere. Especially now that we've done a second layer of brown on top of it. And you can still stiffen up that stalk. I want to put it in the pot and see what it looks like. Ah, Okay, we just have to do some leaves. Yeah, we're definitely doing leaves. Oh, let's move it in frame. Let's do some quick leaves. What time are we at? We've got 10 minutes. Okay. We need to do Speedy Gonzalez leaves. Oh, also lots of comments. Oh my god. Okay, I need to move my screen for next time. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. Yes. Thumbs up. Please, I love it. Thank you. My parents, at the moment, they live 3 hours away. But they are moving up here. They're retiring up here because they retired at the end of the year. So they're going to retire up here and going to live next door to me, essentially. Well, I'm moving in with them. Let's put it that way. So we're very excited. They're building me a wee annex. They say it's so that they can look after me, but I think it's so I can look after them. Or possibly both at the same time. Right, let's get some leaves in. Pop that there. Now, leaves. We've got a few different ways to do leaves. We've only got 9 minutes in which to do them. So I'm gonna make. Guess what I'm gonna make? A little sandwich. Little felt sandwich. And I am really hungry. Yeah, look how cute it is. And it's just gonna stand, and it stands up all on its lonesome. Well, if it was straight, there we go. Stands up. Yeah, I know you can. All you guys can see is the top, but it does. Look, it stands up. So the options with leaves, we've done it 2 different ways before. And I really like the loose floppy leaf. So I'm going to do that this time again. So I'm leaving this end unfelted. I'm going to felt, so about 1 centimetre up, with thumb length, or thumb to there, length up. Start felting that together, going around at all angles. So just at the bottom bit. So it's just holding that together. And then I'm going to felt the top really loosely, and really loosely all over. So I'm not doing much at all here, because I want it to, like the top, stay nice and fluffy. But just be sort of hold together, if that makes sense. Delicately felted. There we go. Yeah, I'm really excited for moving in with them. Not just because they've... So, everybody else asks me, oh, are they going to cook your dinner every night? And I'm like, no, don't be silly. I'm a grown adult. I can cook my dinner every night. But they keep saying they're going to, and I'm quite excited about that. Then get home from work after slaving away in a cold wool shop all day to have my dinner cooked for me. Peanut's very excited to live with them as well. So that's leaf number 1. We're gonna do the same again on leaf number 2. We're gonna make us, oh, that's a little bit of a thick there. Make a sandwich. I really should have made both. If you're doing this after the fact, lay out both your leaves at the same time so you get the same thickness. And again, about thumb knuckle up from the bottom. I'm going to do a slightly felted base. and then a much more loosely felted leaf. Now the leaves don't have to be perfect, they don't have to match, because in nature they ain't gonna match. But they're fairly well matched. I'm happy with that. They are sisters, not twins, I believe is the phrase. Yeah, I'm excited. Also, in this house that they're building me, it sounds more fancier than it is. I'm getting a tiny granny annex. There's going to be a dishwasher. Oh my god! Oh my god! Dishwasher! Yes, the joys. We were spoiled in the last flat the room I rented in the last flat I lived in. There was a dishwasher in the kitchen, and it just, yep. Okay, so we've got our 2 leaves, and we're going to do the same way. We're going to attach them so they go out like that. So I'm going to take the loose fluffy end and stab that in until the felted bit is butted up, shall we say, against. This is fiddly. So I'm just stabbing this in, and you'll see it starts to go in. I'm mostly trying not to stab my fingers at the moment. There we go. That is one in. How are we for time? Oh, 3 minutes. I'm sure Mum and Dad are having a wonderful time with a squeaking peanut. I told them where to go for a nice walk so that she doesn't get too stressed. And again, the shorter fluffy end, I'm going to just smoosh. It is easier in the pot because the pot is holding it up. There we go. As it felts in, the leaf just sort of comes up. It's really fun. Oh, I'm stabbing the back of the pot. We don't want to be doing that. Hold on. Put the pot away. And again, if you've got any sort of leftover, you can add another layer of brown. I haven't, so I'm not going to. I didn't swear. And I'm not bleeding. It's fine. Nobody panic. There we go. We have 2 fluffy leaves. The plant's like, what's going on? And I'm gonna, smoosh that down a little bit and have it out. Right, guys. Oh, hold on, comment. Oh, no, my parents are wonderful cooks. I'm sure I will be very, very well fed. Now, we have our ball of dirt. We have bulb of the flower, straight stalk, 2 leaves, and the bulb at the top. Now, this isn't thoroughly felted. I'm probably going to come back in a day or 2 and spend maybe another half hour just tidying up making sure everything is nicely in, stiffening up this bottom bit a little bit. So stop now, you've done amazingly tonight, and come back in a day or two and finish it off. But shall we see it? So it's going to pop nicely into there. And we have our thistle in a pot. Oh, this is... Thank you for joining me, guys. I want to sit it up so that I can see it, but then you can't see it. So these will be available very shortly on my website and in the shop. But these make, especially that bottom's not thoroughly felted yet, but these are great needle felting needle holders. And if your plant is a little bit wobbly, you 100% can just stab a needle in the back and then turn it around, and that's absolutely fine. But with a relatively thick stem like this, so the stem is, once it's properly felted, it'll be just a little bit thinner than my finger. It holds up pretty well. But thank you for joining me, making our, see you Sylvia, for making our thistle in a pot. 3D print, this mixed media art we did tonight. Yeah. Right, I'm going to go and rescue a peanut or rescue my parents. I'm not sure which way it is. And I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Thank you, my squishy!